Yes, guys, welcome back to your transfer news live at 5 here on DR Sports with myself, AGT, and Laurie in the building. I tell you what, Laurie, it's all been kicking off today in the transfer window,
big
right?
Star.
Real big stories to go through in the next 45 minutes to an hour. Make sure you're with us, smash that like button, get your comments in, loads of stuff to talk about, including Donnarumma, including Savinho, Eze, as well as Mark Guehi and Giovanni Leone and Alexander Isak, potentially all three of them going to Liverpool, which would, in my opinion, mark the best transfer window in the Premier League of all time, if they all do come through. But before we get into that, big up once again to William Hill with the final one standing. The content that we actually filmed with William Hill, including myself, Matisse, Robbie, Abby and Flex, has now just dropped on the William Hill channel, so go and check that out. See who was the final one standing. But you know the drill, Laurie. If you pick a team in the Premier League to win, you go through to the next round. That gives you the better chance of winning £500,000. This is the final one standing, so if your team loses or draws, you're out, right? Like Isak. So scan that QR code on the screen. Sign up. It's free. You have to be over 18. You have to be in the UK and Ireland only. Remember to always gamble responsibly. Very important to say. And the full T's and C's are below. But if you want to be in with a chance of winning 500k in cash, the big jackpot, then make sure you download that app and get involved. The QR code is on the screen for you there as well. Right, Laurie. Only one place to start with Liverpool. They've allegedly agreed fee, personal terms as well for Mark Guehi. The package would be a £30 million
Oh, you're starting
package.
there, are you? Okay.
The package would be 30 million with the add-ons going up to 35. The personal terms have been agreed. I think there's a little error in the title for this video, but the personal terms have been agreed. The fee looks to be around 30 with 35 including add-ons. So would you say that represents, knowing that he's got only 1 year left on his contract, would you say that represents a fair deal for all parties?
Yeah. I think you got him quite cheap, given the type of calibre of player he is, his age, how long he'll have left in terms of his prime years. I think you got a bit of a steal, if you ask me. I mean, things kind of work, things aligned well for you to get him with the contract situation at Palace. But I think that's a good deal, nevertheless.
I love that deal.
I'm sure
I
you
think
do.
when everyone came out of Wembley on Sunday, the main kind of query straight after the game was, wow, so scary going forward, but we do need some reinforcements at the back. You know, on Sunday, there was 2 recognised centre-backs in the whole squad, Virgil van Dijk and Ibu Konate. Virgil played the 90 minutes. Konate went off, and I think Endo dropped into centre-back, and he can do a job there. But for Liverpool to go out and get Mark Guehi, who obviously it looks like his last game for Crystal Palace will be beating Liverpool in the Community Shield, what a signing that would be. And I agree, £30 million, I think Palace could do with the cash. Obviously, they've lost 20 million from not being in the Europa League as opposed to the Conference League. I was standing right next to Steve Parish in the mix zone the other day when he was talking to the press about how they need to sell or he needs to sign a new contract. He's definitely not going for free in the summer. So yeah, I love this deal. I absolutely love it. And I think he comes in, probably gets, I would say, around about 25 games, 30 games, maybe in all comps. But I do think he starts games. We know our centre-backs, including Joe Gomez, who's still there, but Andy Bukonate can be injury-prone. Left-sided centre-back, but he'll probably play on the right-hand side of the centre-back too, because Virgil will be playing. That's his position on the left. But that's great. Mark Guehi, 24, England's best defender at the minute. Great price. I think everyone's happy with that deal. But also Giovanni Leone, the 18-year-old from Parma, who I'll be honest, I've done a bit of research on him up to now. 30 senior games in total in his career so far. He scored 2 goals in that time playing for Sampdoria on loan and then over to Parma full-time. I have just shown you a clip of him, you know, dealing with Romelu Lukaku in Serie A last season.
You say dealing with. There was
he had a good game against him.
Yeah, there's a couple of clips. I think sometimes as fans we can get a bit carried away with clips.
Who he reminds me of in the kind of same mould is Mickey van der Ven. 6'5". He's rapid. He loves a slide tackle, which probably won't do as much at Liverpool. Maybe in Serie A, Serie B, you're looking to recover and get that last ditch tackle away. But I really like the look of him. And actually, if he plays for Liverpool for 3 years, he would count as a homegrown player. He's only 18. If you play in a country for 3 years before you're 21, you become a homegrown player for the quota, which always helps. So I mean, he is rated on transfer market as 18 million euros. I reckon Liverpool probably end up paying maybe 23 million euros for him. But again, that is shrewd business. A little bit similar to Mosquera in a way.
Yeah, because you guys were after Mosquera, weren't you?
Yeah, but this also represents someone who's younger than Mosquera, but it has that left-footed centre-backs. They're quite rare these days, and I think to find one, listen, there's no guarantee he's going to turn out to be any good. He's an Italian defender. They normally are quite good. But I love this concept of this signing. Go find the next guy, find the next Van der Ven.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And it's not only is it helping us immediately with Guehi, who can slot straight in if he's needed and play games and be that calming figure, but we're also future-proofing here by going and getting Leone as well. I love it. Never experienced the Liverpool transfer window like this in my entire life. I feel grateful. I'm spoiled, really. But we're doing it in the right way. We've sold so many players. We've made a lot of money, and we're investing it for the future.
Yeah,
and
it
for now.
sounds good. I mean, they're doing that old adage, aren't they? You strengthen while you're at the top, and it would appear that's what Liverpool are doing. I must say, it's in stark contrast to last season.
Yeah, 100%.
You only brought one player in who hardly played, let's be honest. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. Because now you've spent this amount of money and, strengthened considerably. And there's another target who we will be talking about later. But if you get all those guys through the door, I wonder what your aspirations for the new season will be.
Win as many trophies, as many football matches as possible.
Oh, yeah, but everyone says that. But what will be your minimum requirement, as it were? I'll be very interested to know.
Definitely win and retain the Premier League. Go as far as you can, if not win the Champions League. Try and nick a little domestic cup, not a little one of the two that are available, an FA Cup or a League Cup.
But you're saying that the Premier League is an absolute
that has to happen.
Prerequisite.
It would be, in Premier League terms, it would be a failure if we didn't win the league now, especially if we get Isak. I mean, we'll get on to him because there's more stuff that David Ornstein has been saying about him this morning. But in terms of the centre-backs, me and Doyle for sure left Sunday thinking, got to get at least one centre-back. So to go out there in the same day and agree personal terms with Guehi, plus look to lock down Leone as well, that's unbelievable business.
No, I mean, I've got to say, from an Arsenal fan's perspective, that is very good business. I mean, there was a school of thought that was suggesting after the game against Crystal Palace, and let's face it, some of your centre-back limitations were
in the second half for sure
were exposed, for want of a better word. The selling of Gerald Kwanzaa was starting to look maybe a little bit premature.
35
now that you're
mil,
bringing in the likes of Guehi. I mean, if you get Guehi, that's a big signing for you.
That's a stacked squad, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think the
at
difference.
one point he looked like he was going to go to your, well, I was going to say nemesis, but they're not really. You're just slapping them up. Newcastle. So I thought he would have gone there because I could have seen Guehi walked in there and being the man. Might even have just given him the captain's armband kind of thing. But obviously at Liverpool, that's not going to happen. But still a great move for Guehi.
Yeah, I love that we've opened talks with him, and especially so quickly after we played against him on Sunday. There was that screenshot, wasn't there, of in the tunnel, Guehi shaking Slot's hand, and in the background you just see Van Dijk kind of going, what's going on here? So it's quick, it's ruthless, it's direct.
Although according to Virgil, your attacking options need looking at as well.
Well, what a segue that is, Laurie. Because guess what, people? This morning, David Ornstein tweeted the following, which, I mean, we've been waiting for a kind of Isak update, haven't we, over the last kind of 3 or 4 days. And as the days have drawn on, you're thinking maybe he's having his head turned. Maybe he could go back to Newcastle with his tail between his legs. But David Ornstein this morning said this, and it's pretty damning as well. I mean, especially if this is 100% true, what's been said by Isak. But he is adamant he will not play for Newcastle ever again. That is damning. Even if the window closes without an exit, the 25-year-old views his Newcastle career over. Which, when you think to the last game of the season, they're all doing the lap of honour, he's clapping them, they've won a trophy, they're thinking he's our guy, he's going to stay. But his career is over and he has no wish to reintegrate. The club say he's not for sale, and obviously they're exploring the market, but the striker wants Liverpool. So again, amazing. Liverpool, after that first lowball bid, have almost stepped away and said, well, you sort yourselves out, get a striker, and we'll come back with the kind of big boy offer that you will accept.
They said that's it. They remember when they made that last big offer, they said that that's it, that's our offer. We won't be coming back.
They'll
It's
be
down
coming
to
back.
you.
It's all the top journalists have said Liverpool look to come back again.
Yeah, but at the time, that's what they said.
At the time, but that was you got to
with
look through
regards
the lines
to
on
the
that
Isak
one.
thing, I could not believe it. I mean, it's interesting. Yesterday, me and you were talking, weren't we, about Isak on this very show yesterday, and I said, and I think you pretty much agreed with me that there was a way back for Isak if he humbled himself, showed a bit of contrition, said to Newcastle, look, you know what, I effed up. I'll tell you what we'll do. One more season, I'll commit to you guys. And the question we was asking was, would the Newcastle fans take him back? And I was saying that over time they probably would, because
This was only yesterday we said
exactly.
this.
Football fans can be quite fickle, quite forgiving. They're, quite emotional.
Yeah, definitely.
Less than 24 hours later, man, Isak has just completely thrown all his toys out the pram. Said, no, not happening, not coming back. Even if you lot can't sell me to Liverpool, I ain't going to play for you no more. Absolute madness. In fact, I did a video on my channel, LL Sports TV. Make sure you check it out. I did a boxing video, yeah. Liverpool's Nick Ball. You've heard of Nick Ball,
the little
he's defending
fella.
his title on Saturday. So I was doing a video about that. As soon as I'd finished doing that video, switched on the TV, see the breaking news about Isak. I was like, rah. So then I had to go and do a video about Isak. And it's funny because I did the video in which I was, trying to navigate my way through it, and I was saying, rah. Like, it's totally spontaneous video. And I did the video and I said, yeah, Isak's doing the madness and blah, blah, blah. And it's interesting that in the comments, a couple of people dug me out. They said, look, double standards, man, because Gyökeres did a similar thing with you lot. And I said, actually, you know what? It's kind of right, but this is a bit more egregious, isn't it, than what Gyökeres did. But to go back to, it's a madness, bro. And I said this in my video today, I never thought Isak was capable of this. Because you see him, he looks such an elegant player.
Yeah, nice guy.
Seems quite a quiet, introverted character, always conducts himself very well, very professionally, with aplomb. And wow, I just didn't see this. It just goes to show, man. This player power on steroids, man.
And if we look at this, which isn't a nice sight for Newcastle fans, it's happened, people. They started burning the Isak shirts at
That's
Newcastle.
not Matty Renton, is it?
No,
same
that's
Matty
actually the
Renton.
final Ibiza boss.
Yeah.
So there you go, fellas. They're burning shirts. That's when you know it's done.
The same Matty Renton, by the way, that was castigating me for saying that there was a big Eritrean community in North London, which there is.
It's a big one
And
in
he was
Liverpool as
saying
well, mate.
Not as big as there is in Finsbury
How
Park.
do you know?
Trust me. But yeah, so he was saying he ain't going nowhere. That's it. Forget about it.
Been saying that.
And at the
since
time,
March.
I kind of thought, fair enough. He ain't going nowhere. Fair play to you lot if you can hold on to him. And now to see that this has happened.
Could they still hold on to him though? I mean, Ornstein there says even if there's no exit. So what he's saying is, even if you don't sell me, I'm not turning up to training. If I do, I'll just boot balls over the fence.
Yes, poor.
I mean,
part, man.
I'll be honest. If I was a Newcastle fan, I would be fuming. And don't get me wrong, this has happened to us before. It's happened with Suarez, with Coutinho, with Torres. Most recently, obviously, with Trent. Where you go? Do you know?
No. Trent didn't conduct himself like this.
In your opinion, but.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't obviously do what
Trent didn't go on strike.
This is the most extreme behaviour out of all of those that we've seen, where you're training with your old club. Said earlier I was on TalkSport earlier, and I said it's like having an argument with your wife, and you go, I'm going to go and stay at my ex-wife's house.
I like
and you're like, how does that work for anyone? No, you can't do that. And then you just don't reply to texts. You've gone AWOL. That is the definition.
That's when I knew
AWOL.
that things were seriously wrong. When Eddie Howe gave that press conference and said, look, by all accounts, he's over in Sociedad. I didn't know. I'm totally unaware. I thought to myself, nah, man, this is a madness. And for him to do what he's done now, I must say,
I'm shocked.
It's out of character with the image. It just goes to show that you don't really know people till you know, do you? Because I just never saw this coming. And I've got to say, it's not a good look on him. Having said that, though, I'm guessing that there must be things going on behind the scenes. I mean, there's always two sides, maybe three sides to a story. I mean, there was that story we heard about before that was released from the Isak camp, was saying words to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, that Newcastle had reneged on a previous agreement to pay him X amount of money. It was quite a large sum of money. I can't remember the exact amount. But yeah, he wasn't happy about that. Now, whether that was the catalyst to, you know what I mean, implode that whole relationship between him and Newcastle, I don't know, but...
Damn. Is it game over? Is it wraps? Is it curtains if Liverpool get Isak, Guehi?
It would appear it's over for Isak at Newcastle, but there's two things now. One, are they going to sell him to Liverpool? Don't forget, Newcastle have money.
Yep.
They could dig their heels in and say, okay, we could call his bluff and say, right, you just stay there. I mean, it is World Cup year as well. I mean, I don't know if Sweden are going to want to have Isak in their squad if he's not kicked a ball in competitive football all year, because...
They qualified?
Yeah, I think they're going to qualify, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are. World Cup qualifying, it says. I think they're in the qualifiers.
It's likely that they will qualify. They do have a good international team.
Yeah, they've got qualifiers against Slovenia, Kosovo.
Yeah, I would imagine they'll go through.
They should go through.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Newcastle still do hold a degree of power, but surely it's got to the point now where you're almost trying to appeal to his better nature at Newcastle. You're saying, look, I know what's happened has happened. Come on, man. You've got to earn the right to train with us. Put your head down for a week. We'll get you back in the squad. Play against Liverpool. But now it's got to the point where he's gone, I've sold my house. This fella is now homeless, Laurie. He sold his house. He must be in a hotel or a friend's house or something, because
I'm sure
his house was listed 2 weeks ago. He sold it. So where is he living? He's just getting out of Newcastle, full stop. Not even, might chuck his head into the training ground. This guy's gone, I'm out. I'm going to go find a house. Like, I might have to go for a hotel for a week, but 2 weeks I'll have a big house in Liverpool. Yeah. So, boy, I am so grateful for FSG, what they're doing for us right now, man.
But you know what it is, right? One thing I would say to you guys, don't, like...
No, I'm just...
I want to say this to you.
Just happy that they're coming, though.
Okay.
You got to let me enjoy the moment. Whatever happens. We might not win the league, but I have to be happy in this moment.
What, with Isak?
Yeah, if he comes.
Right, so let me put this to you.
I have to be happy with that.
Let me put this to you. So... obviously, your initial thoughts is, great, it looks like we're going to get him after all, because Newcastle will sell. Now, okay, say they do sell. So you get the player that you want, and it's all gravy. In the back of your mind, are you not feeling just a little bit sceptical? Because you've seen a guy that when he wasn't granted his wish, he threw his toys out the pram spectacularly. What I would say to you is, in life, well, you know this.
Yeah, comes back.
Patterns repeat.
Yeah.
So if in a year or two's time, the likes of, say, Real Madrid, I mean, it's happened a little bit to you with Trent, or Barcelona or one of those clubs, come sniffing around Isak, there is a chance, good chance,
I put the question
that history might repeat itself and he might do exactly what he's done to Newcastle to you lot.
I put the question out to Liverpool fans and basically said something along the lines of, if he does that to Liverpool in 3 years and goes to Barcelona or Real Madrid, he would then no longer want to be at Liverpool Football Club. In that instance, you go, yes, go. Because whatever player you are, for whatever club you are, if you don't want to be there and you've made it very clear, your career is over. He's not going back. He doesn't want to reintegrate. They're saying you've got to earn the right to training. He's like, I don't even want to go training, mate. So at that stage, yes, Newcastle fans, no matter how much he's hurt you, you go, do you know what? The club's bigger than Alexander Isak, which it is. Newcastle Football Club is bigger than Alexander Isak. Then go. We don't want you anymore.
No, but how do you feel as a Liverpool fan?
But if he does that to us in 3 years, our response will be the same. Okay, go to Real Madrid.
No, but what I'm saying, how do you feel taking on a player that you thought he's just snaked his whole club like that? Do you feel somewhat a little uncomfortable about it, or don't you care? Or because you know what football's like?
It's a good question. I think, could this have been handled in a more courteous, amicable way? Yes. But the end result is that Liverpool get the player. We want the player. He wants us. If we get him, well, we've not made it at all costs. He's doing most of the legwork
I know. Listen, I know that. I mean, you have turned his head, but listen, that does happen in football. What I'm saying is, by him coming to you, do you not feel just that little tiny percent?
A little bit.
In the back of your mind, this guy's a little bit of a wrong un. What he's done to them is not nice. It's a bit like, say, for example, and I know you're not in this situation, but hypothetically speaking, very attractive girl, or vice versa, man.
I love these analogies.
Analogies, yeah. I did use this analogy in my video, and a couple of people called me out on it as well, in a nice way, though. But yeah, so beautiful girl, you're attracted to her. She's already dating somebody, right? And she you've shown an interest and she's reciprocated, and then she's thought, let me see this guy that I was with for all these years that treated me so well. That Isak.
Isak, yeah, literally.
Go on. And then you get with her and,
yes, a good point.
initially you're thinking, wow, man, all my dreams are realised, the most beautiful girl. But in the back of your mind,
could she do that to me? That's what you're thinking. Could she do that to me?
Yeah. And you're also thinking to yourself...
a very fair analogy, I think.
And you're also thinking to yourself, not could she do that to you, but you're also thinking, is this person maybe not quite what I thought she was? Because, let's be honest, if I'm being honest, man, she snaked the old guy. So, I leave you with that thought.
And then on the way out, the old guy's going, bro, make sure she doesn't do that to you. And then the doubts start creeping in a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? It's a very good analogy, actually.
It is. It is. But listen, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We've seen this before in football.
We have. It's no new thing that a player wants out and is trying to almost force the move. But I agree with what you said initially. Not one of us, whether you're a Liverpool fan, Newcastle, Arsenal, doesn't matter who, no one thought that Isak would go down this road. No. There's roads to go down.
Yeah.
They can be short roads. You can get what you want quite early. You can drag it out. You can make it a really long journey. But the way he's going about it, I mean, it's a good question. Liverpool fans at home, do you have a slight bit of
Skepticism.
Look at the way you left that relationship. You're coming into
Can I trust you?
Do that to us. Can we trust
if things get a bit moody on the pitch, are you the kind of guy that's going to,
I would say,
be down with it?
95% of Liverpool fans would say, don't care, we're getting a player.
That's what I'm saying about football.
But then it's so hypocritical, because that has happened to us, and we're saying, get him
There's
out,
no
he's a rat.
honour. There's no honour amongst thieves, is there?
There you go, man. People saying no.
Because let me just finish on this, right? Like I said, I got called when I did the video on my channel.
With Gyökeres?
Yeah, people was in the comments saying, yeah, well, double standards, Gyökeres. And I was saying to them, okay, you do make a good point. Although, let's be honest, let's be brutally honest. Gyökeres had his issues.
He was promised something.
Yeah, he said, but again,
not on paper.
It wasn't on paper.
Gentleman's agreement.
Yeah. But it wasn't as egregious as this. He didn't go off to some far-flung place, started training, didn't contact the club. They just fell out. It was a mutual fallout. And he said, look, I'm not going back. But he was pretty much already out the door anyway. They had agreed to sell him. It's just that, is that the difference? The two clubs had agreed a deal. It's just that there were...
The difference...
He was trying to pressure them to get it over the line. So whereas this is very different.
You're asking what the difference is between the Gyökeres situation and Isak. Gyökeres was promised something, he claims.
Yeah.
It didn't come to fruition. So then, at that point, after he feels like he's been let down, he's drug his feet along and said, you said this, I ain't playing, I'm not coming back. Isak, we don't know necessarily, but was he promised a massive bumper contract? Have they offered him one? Has he rejected it? Has it not met his demands? But the way he's gone about going after Liverpool, as soon as he heard that interest, and you actually, I mean, we almost joked about it at the time, but you remember when they beat us in the Carabao Cup final, as Van Dijk was kind of, dapping up Isak at the end of the game, Isak says something in his ear and Van Dijk kind of goes like that. And that little meme was used as a little meme joke.
Yeah, I remember that.
But looking back, bro, that could have been the seed that was planted. Isak could have, it seems to me as like Isak's gone, I want you, and we've gone, cool, we'll do a low ball bid, sort yourselves out, and then we'll come back once you've got a replacement striker, and we get our man. And I think eventually Liverpool fans go, do you know what? Yeah, he was a rat to Newcastle, but they're our rivals now, so F it.
Yeah, that's the way they'll look at it.
Hold that, we're coming to win the league. And
I think the difference as well with the Gyökeres and Isak situation is that with Gyökeres, he was pretty much out the door, innit? I think he got pissed off with them because they were dragging their heels over the deal, holding out for a bit more money. And Gyökeres was saying, listen, man, I thought you said I could go as long as they met the initial release clause. There was back and forth over the add-ons and stuff like that. So it was a little bit different, and it wasn't quite as nasty as this has got.
This is getting nasty
where man's come out and said, look, I don't even business. Even if I don't go to Liverpool, I won't be playing for you lot again.
How has it got to that stage?
I know.
Man?
And the thing is, just yesterday we were saying there was a way back for him. We were discussing...
Because time was going on and we didn't hear an update.
I know.
But the update is, I've sold my house, I'm not playing for you again.
I'm out.
I'm going to drive around Liverpool, find a hotel for a week until this deal goes over the line. If it does go over the line, because there's still a lot of things to happen. Newcastle have got an accept an offer. Liverpool got to make a bid. He might have to hand in a transfer request. They need a replacement. So what is it? There's 12 today. Let's say this happens in the next 10 days. let's get to the 22nd. Liverpool play away at Newcastle on the 25th. Does Alexander Isak play in that game? And if he does, for which team?
My guess is none. You know what? I think that Newcastle will be so offended by the way he's carried himself that initially, anyway, even if it doesn't, drag on for months, they might draw a line in the sand and say, yeah, you think, right, you know what? We're not selling you to Liverpool. We're going to call you on your bluff. You're going to stay kicking that ball up against a wall until we're ready. And like I said, that will affect Isak as well. Because, like I said, it's a World Cup year coming up. No professional footballer, anyway, 25 years old in his prime, wants to be kicking a ball up against a wall, running around the park on his own. So,
could he do an odd and wingy? One arm out the window.
You know what I would say?
Rolls up to the AXA in his G-Wagon.
Isak has joined that kind of Mount Rushmore of controversial transfers, isn't it? He's right up there with Odin Wingers.
Do you know what? The timeline of this is unbelievable, considering he scored in the final against Liverpool in March. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying, right? Matty Renton told me that Isak told him to his face, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, shows how much that counted, doesn't it?
Yeah. And now they're burning shirts. 5 months later.
Yeah, I know.
And he's not even come out and actually said anything publicly yet, has he? He's not been interviewed.
Well, not publicly, but he's apparently...
We know what he said behind closed doors.
Yeah.
But in terms of, have we seen him do an interview? Have we seen him at a press conference? Has anyone just stuck a mic under his face whilst he's getting out the car?
Because I said in the video that I did, I said, I don't know who's advising him, but whoever it is. And then I thought to myself, well, maybe no one's advising him.
Or maybe
he's just one of those guys that he said, look, I'm the man, it's my career, I'm doing what I want to do. And this is what we were touching on yesterday, myself and you, when we were talking about players having egos. And egos can affect your decision making. Isak will be thinking, this is not going the way I want it to go, so I'm going to put my foot down. But I fear that it's not going to end well for him.
It's a civil war at the minute.
Yeah, man, I think he could have handled this so much better. Look, the one caveat I would say, though, is that because Isak has not publicly come out and stated his position, there may be things that's going on behind this. Because, football clubs, they can be right pieces of work as well. When they want to get a player out or when they want things to happen, you know what they can be like. They use the press to their own end. So there may be a couple of things that we don't know that has influenced Isak to do this. But even so, it's either brave or very foolish. Pick your poison, man.
So let me ask you this question. If Liverpool get Alexander Isak eventually, if they get Mark Guehi, if they future-proof the defence with Giovanni Leone, the odds are that Liverpool are massive favourites to win the league. I mean, I've heard other rival fans say, if they get Isak, it's a wrap. Done.
And I'm probably, if not on that train, then, I'm waiting.
You're at the platform. You're at the platform looking up at the board,
I'm at the platform thinking, I
hope this is delayed, this train, but it's not.
But you might not get him, because like I said, there is a school of thought. A lot of the stuff I've been listening to.
He said his
Newcastle
over.
fans. No, I'm saying Newcastle fans are urging the club not to sell him, to just stick him in, not even in the reserves.
Today it's changed. They're saying, get him out.
Yeah.
Get him out. I don't want to see him anymore. Look what he's doing. Look how this is all ending. It could have been
But
so
when
much
they
better.
say get him out, what do they mean? Like get him out, or just...
Get a striker in, then get him out.
Because
just don't want him at my club.
I would imagine a lot of those Newcastle fans want Newcastle to stop him or prevent him from going to Liverpool, just to teach him a lesson. Yeah. I would imagine that's how they...
That's what the fans want, but the fans have no power in this situation.
But then Newcastle, they're awash with money, so they could afford to take that hit just to prove a point and say, look, we are not the kind of club that you can just...
But eventually...
pull up on like
you
this.
Are. Eventually you are.
Look at this. You said that with a very smug...
You can all think we're this thing, but
look on your face
when the call gets made, there's a food chain.
But you know what it is as well, Alex, right? Is that this time, I'm on this show with you tomorrow. We could be hearing something completely different tomorrow. Because that's how these
I'm actually not on the show tomorrow.
Oh, you're not on the show
I'm on the
tomorrow.
watch along at 7:30, Super Cup in Udinese.
I'm on the live show tomorrow, and it wouldn't be beyond the realms that tomorrow something else has happened with this story, because there's so many moving parts to it.
Do you remember yesterday we had the dial-ometer out, didn't we, about staying and leaving?
Exactly.
Where is that dial today? We need an Isak dial, and we need some graphic made up. Where's it swinging today?
The Isakometer.
The exact
Isakometer.
Very good.
But yeah, man, I mean, from a neutral's point of view, it's very entertaining. And like you said, I can't remember a transfer window quite like this one.
And do you know what? The content, the videos, the live shows that we've been doing at 5 o'clock, they've been good. I'll say it myself. It's kept you guys entertained. So smash that like button.
I mean, it weren't that long ago that Johan Wissa was threatening all that, but he's back in training with Brentford. Maybe he's been told by...
So it's a proper coward's way out, saying, I won't go training then. The real pros go to training, they get their head down, they work hard, they keep the fitness, and then they let their agent do all that in the background.
That's what you would have thought.
To say I ain't going training, that's a bit of a coward's
I don't like
way
that,
out. I don't like it.
I don't like that. But
it's
then, like I said,
it's a shit house move.
But then, is there something going on behind the scenes that's influenced Isak? Because like I said, it seems out of character.
It's out of pocket, and he doesn't normally...
It's definitely out of pocket, but don't you think that looking at Isak and observing him as we have done for quite some time now, I've never even seen him lose his temper on the pitch.
I've never seen him lose his temper on the pitch.
Even when he's been clattered, because you know these defenders...
Yeah, he gets kicked all over the place.
I've never even seen him get up and have a row with anyone like that.
No.
Not that I can remember.
And from all the interviews that I've seen, off pitch, he seems a very mild-mannered gentleman.
Introverted guy.
Yeah, I did see one clip from maybe 2 seasons ago. He's been interviewed by Sky, and they said, you know, these like top 3 stadiums you've played in, that kind of question. It's quite an easy question, isn't it? But they asked him that best atmosphere you've played in the Prem. First answer was Anfield.
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah.
Newcastle fans, I saw one of them today online saying, why didn't he tell us at the end of the season he wanted to go instead of waiting until now? Maybe he did say this at the end of the season. Maybe behind closed doors, for him in his head, the plan was never to stay this season.
I reckon at some point Liverpool have tapped him up. I don't know how. I know
has he hit up Liverpool?
Nah, I reckon that somebody somewhere said, "Listen, man, Liverpool, they rate you, man. They want you."
That's his agent, then, isn't it?
Well, whoever, somebody somewhere has kicked off that ball rolling, set off the train of events.
How early was it?
I reckon it's fairly recent, because it wasn't that long ago that Isak had pledged his, not future, but he'd committed to Newcastle, hadn't he? And shortly after we were being linked with him, I'm pretty sure I saw statements to the effect that he's happy at Newcastle. That's what was being said.
Well, he's certainly not happy now.
Exactly. So somewhere along the line, right, someone somewhere has met up with Isak, or let it be known, whether they've WhatsApped him, messaged him or whatever, and said, you know what, Liverpool, you know, you said that you like playing at Anfield. Well, I'll tell you what, them man think you could be that guy.
And he's had a little word in Virgil's ear.
About it, and he's thought, really? You know what? Me, yeah? Then he's gone to Newcastle and he said, you know what, can I explore my option? You see, that's where he went wrong as well. Right. He should have just said, look, I want to go to Liverpool. All this explore my options, everybody knew that it was Liverpool, innit? And then shortly after him saying that, bang, Liverpool come in, big offer. And not only that, Liverpool were quite, let's be honest, they were a little bit disrespectful to Newcastle the way they did that. Because they slapped the offer down and said, there you go, we're not giving you any more. I hit that, that's it. Come back when you're ready.
Yeah, pretty much.
And not only that, they did it at a time when Newcastle were trying to get Ekatike in. So you gazumped them on that deal.
They bid 70 mil for Guehi in January.
Right.
And we're about to get him.
You gazumped them on the Ekatike. I remember me and you was in the studio laughing about that, saying how you just big boyed them over that. You big boyed them over that, and then at the same time now you're trying to take away their jewel in the crown. And you did it in quite a, let's be honest, in a little disrespect thing. So look,
bad man. Bad man.
So that game, when you lot play Newcastle, when is it, the second game? Where is it?
20 at St James's. Monday night football. Under the lights, man.
Will you be going to that game? I bet you're not going.
I'm in the box with Matty Renton.
Oh, you're in the box. Oh, you're all right then.
Yeah, can't sit well.
Are you going to wear your colours?
No, not in the box.
But then you're a known face, so you know.
No, but I'll keep it respectful.
You better.
Matty will be there anyway. Like, no, leave him, lads. He's all right. But yeah, bro, that's going to be like fiery game, to say the least. Man. Even like standing outside doing fan cams and that.
I don't think that's a great idea.
My name's Alex as well.
I don't think that's a great idea, bro.
Yeah, indoor filming, then cab straight back to hotel, I think. Don't even go out that night if we win. Oh, God. But Alexander Isak, when does he arrive at Liverpool? Where is he going to live? Where's his house? Is he doing an Oldham Wingy and flying down to the AXA now? Where are you, Alex?
He's right up there with the Oldham Wingies and the, you know what I mean? In years to come, he'll be the Oldham Wingy. Remember Isak? That's what
He's done it. Right, that's 35 minutes of Liverpool stuff, right? Let's move on. Super chat here. KK says, Vert is at Ekatike, Guehi, Kirkes, Frimpong, Leone. Don't forget, Mamadashvili also came this season as well. Yeah. Wow, fire emoji. Mohammed said, thoughts on who will be back up for Salah? I like Malik Fofana. I don't think Slot rates Chiesa, and Ben Doak is not ready yet. Ben Doak probably is ready. Played a massive role in Middlesbrough's championship campaign last year. Did really well. Chiesa is there as well, who, if you believe what you read today, the thoughts are that Chiesa will actually stay at Liverpool just because we need that backup still as well. Big up the Reds AGT. Laurie, you are lucky Saudi didn't buy Spurs. London plus huge revenues equals no PSR issues. Super team equals successful sports washing, says Victor.
As we've seen with Newcastle, though, money isn't always everything.
You need a bit of pool, heritage, history.
Because that's Newcastle are finding out now. They've got all that money. They can't spend it. They're going for players. Players don't want to go there. And they're jewelling the crown. It's not just leaving. He's disrespecting them in one team.
Walking out the door doing that.
Yeah. So my thing to you, my friend, is, as we've seen, money is not everything.
Mike says, why was it fine when Gyökeres did the exact same thing?
Well, as I said, and I've been quite unequivocal, it wasn't the same thing, though, was it? Gyökeres, don't get me wrong, he didn't conduct himself in the best of lights. But I think, if we're being honest, it's very different from what Isak's done. Agreed?
I'd agree with that, yep. Gyökeres, Wissa, Garnacho done the same thing, says KK. Will says,
there's levels.
This is simple. You've made a promise to a player. He gave you his best. He's ready to leave to give you a huge fee, and you say no. I'd be pissed too. If Trent gave us 40 to 50 million, we would have sang his name all season, says Will. Good shout. Free Isak. I stand with Isak, says Mohammed. That free Isak hashtag
is
going
from
viral
Kirby?
Right now.
Mohammed from Kirby.
Yeah. Free Isak, he says. I stand with Isak. Free him up, man.
Mohammed from Toxteth.
Yeah.
That sounds like.
Where is Eze going though? And that actually leads us into our
let's talk about this, man.
Spurs are now back in for Eberechi Eze. The player is keen. Arsenal also in pursuit of him, but there has been no formal bids. So Tottenham, yes, they've just got a massive injury with James Maddison. Arsenal and Spurs actually have both been interested in the player for probably the last 4 to 6 weeks now, it feels like. Where does he end up? Because now Spurs are back in. Arsenal haven't made a bid. Spurs are going, well, you're fannying around. You haven't actually made a bid yet. So we're back in for him.
I know, and that is the danger when you prevaricate and take long over.
Great word. What is it?
That one? Prevaricate.
Prevaricate.
You know, you're going back and forth.
Bro, this guy is like a walking thesaurus, man. You need to listen up. You might learn something.
Yeah, listen, man, listen. No, but seriously, this is one of the things that Arsenal fans like myself get quite irritable about. I mean, I know Robbie, me and him have gone back and forth about this. He'll say, Laurie, you don't understand these things. And listen, I do get that. There are, in the process of negotiations, there are many bumps in the road. However, as you said, Alex, we've been linked with this guy now from time. It was very frustrating for me to wake up this morning and see that Spurs are now actively engaging in trying to get Eze. Although, to be fair to them, they were linked with him.
Kind of before you were.
Yeah. But their interest fell away.
But they're messing around as well then, aren't they? They both are.
Well, from my reading of the situation is that once Arsenal expressed an interest in Eze, what I was told is that he welcomed the interest and he wanted to come. I mean, don't forget, he is a former Arsenal player. Yeah. And he's on the record as saying how much he likes and respects Arsenal. So we thought we were front runners. In fact, I'd heard that personal terms had been agreed with the player. That's what we heard.
Yeah, we did hear that.
We were being told that a fee was nigh on being agreed. It was just a simple case of, sorting out the add-ons, whatever they might be, and things like that. lo and behold, I wake up this morning to find that Spurs are now, and that Eze is actually interested in the deal as well, potentially. So I don't know what's going on, man. But what I would say is this: if we don't get Eze, I think that's
a big loss. If you don't
get
it.
Big loss. I'll be seriously
especially
disappointed.
To Tottenham.
Especially to Tottenham, and especially when you consider that we haven't addressed that left-sided problem.
Yeah. Is it fair to say then that whoever he ends up with, Eze is going from South London to North London?
Yes.
You just don't know who
But I'm
yet.
Still holding out hope. I mean...
Oh, it's definitely not over.
It's definitely not over.
There's a while to go on this.
Hopefully, maybe I'm looking at it in a positive light as far as Arsenal are concerned. Maybe Eze is being quite clever over this. He's entertaining the interest in Spurs as a way of saying to Arsenal, look, man, what are we doing here? Are we serious? You know what I'm saying? In other words, he's nudging the deal on. That's how I'm kind of, from an Arsenal fan's perspective, my optimism is making me look at it through the prism that Eze and his agents are entertaining interest from Spurs as a way of nudging Arsenal to say, look, man, there's serious suitors out here. What are you lot saying? I hope it's that, because if we miss out on Eze, especially like you just said to Tottenham, that will be a serious disappointment for me and a lot of the Arsenal fans who...
Yeah, with the Eze thing, it seems like... he's obviously been courted by both teams. I mean, who could pay him better, personally? Would it be Tottenham or would it be Arsenal?
Well,
either way,
Tottenham have a very established wage structure. So do Arsenal. But our wage bill is a lot higher than Tottenham. We are more generous in terms of wages and stuff than Tottenham are. I mean, everybody knows that Daniel Levy is a particularly tough negotiator and he won't break their wage structure. Arsenal are a little bit more lenient in that regard. Listen, man, I'm still holding out hope. I can't think of a world where Eze goes to Tottenham. I just refuse to think
Who
that way.
needs him more?
Well, you could make an argument for both clubs. I mean, you could say that Tottenham need him more with Maddison being out like that. I mean, at least we've got, Odegaard, and we've got people on the left and so forth. But I just thought that Eze was a done deal, which is why I'm, if not a done deal, on the way to being a done deal. So that's why I'm so disappointed to learn of Spurs' interest and learn that apparently Eze and his people are, entertaining interest.
Entertaining is the word.
Yeah.
Staying on Tottenham, it's now been told that Manchester City are not interested in selling Savinho. It would take a huge offer from Tottenham for them to consider letting him go. There are widespread fake reports of a fee of around about £43 million had been discussed and that the clubs were in talks. Now, Tottenham, again, if they get Savinho, they won't get Eze. If they get Eze, they won't get Savinho. It's one or the other. But it would take a huge bid. And if you are Spurs, who would you actually prefer, Savinho or Eze? Maybe Eze, just so Arsenal don't get him. Maybe that's
I would think the vast majority of Spurs fans would say Eze.
Yeah. So listen, Tottenham, who are they going to get? Let us know in the chat. Staying on Manchester City, Pep Guardiola, as we know, is an admirer of Donnarumma, right? And he's interested in the goalkeeper. I mean, James Trafford has just come in to basically replace eventually Ederson, who again has been subject of a lot of interest / formal bids from Galatasaray in Turkey. I mean, we saw that this morning, didn't we? They've entered the race for Donnarumma, who has also been interested in Manchester United. We've seen that as well. So if you're James Trafford in all of this, what do you think?
Yeah, good question. The problem for him is he's not really a major player in this, is he? Donnarumma is this, because it would appear that Donnarumma will probably have the choice of those two clubs. But I thought that Donnarumma had made it expressly clear that he wants to go to United. So that's where that was left. And let's be honest, he would walk into that United team, wouldn't he?
He would. And I'm just looking up the latest on this one. So they've got loads of memes of James Trafford watching City sign Donnarumma, going, what is going on? But they are interested in Rodrigo as well. Donnarumma And it was Fabrizio who said 3 hours ago that Manchester City make contact with PSG to ask Donnarumma for the deal conditions. The current PSG request is around 50 million euros, deemed too high, and the deal would only be possible if Ederson leaves. Chelsea not in the race. Gio will soon clarify his position after Galatasaray made direct approach with Manchester City for Ederson as their main target as goalkeeper. Donnarumma option is never seen as a concrete, with Galatasaray focused on Ederson. That was before the last bit of news, but the talks are still ongoing. It could be key for City pursuing Donnarumma. So where does Donnarumma end up?
If I had
and
to,
who needs him more? I'd say definitely Manchester United.
Yeah. If I had to guess, provide an educated guess, it would be Man United. Simply because they were the first ones to really express an interest in him. And he had said, by all accounts, that he was interested. In fact, he made it clear that he wanted to move. Am I right in saying that?
He did.
Initially, he did. I mean, obviously, City coming in at the last minute will, give him something to think about. But, I mean, he will displace Onana straight away and go straight into that team. So, I think United is. If I had to make a guess, educated guess as to where it ends up, it'll be Old Trafford.
We mentioned earlier that PSG are playing Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow night in the Super Cup final, which we will have a live watch along for. I believe the lineup is myself, Robbie, Abby and Stu. So we've got Tottenham and PSG represented. Big lineup. Is that
Parisian, Stu?
Yes, Parisian Londoner. Donnarumma has been left out of that Super Cup squad.
Yeah, I'd heard of that.
The Italian feels it's unfair. He's got a year left on his contract. PSG looking to offload him as a high earner at the club. We know Manchester United are still interested, but I think when you get left out the squad there, that shows to me that, they definitely want me out here, don't they? I'm not even in the squad to try and win a trophy that I helped us win, the Champions League, and I won't get the opportunity to play in the Super Cup.
That shows me that
are they doing that because they don't want him
already
to get injured? So
I mean that as well. But that tells me that they're already looking past him, and they've got a no-nonsense manager, Luis Enrique. You've seen in the past where he doesn't suffer fools, right? So, if he feels that the speculation and all the talk around that might distract the player from his full focus on the game, then he's taken that decision. Look, we already need to be moving on. So that's what I read into that he's already played his last game for PSG.
Speaking of someone who's definitely played their last game for a big club, it's Jack Grealish. He has completed his move to Everton ahead of his loan deal from Manchester City. He said there is only one place he wanted to go after signing for Everton. Sorry, I thought I was going to say like Milan or Madrid or something like that. Sorry, I had to read that again. Only one place he wanted to go, and that was to Everton. The 29-year-old becomes Everton's sixth signing of the summer following the arrivals of Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, Charlie Alcaraz on a permanent basis, Tierno Barry, Mark Travers and Adam Asnu. He spoke
hardly household names though, apart from Grealish.
Apart from Dewsbury-Hall. He spoke to Everton's website and he said he's over the moon to have signed for Everton. It's massive for me. Great club with great fans. As soon as I spoke to the manager, I knew there was only one place that I wanted to go. On social media, I've been flooded with messages from Everton supporters, so there's that side of it as well. So that's interesting that he's actually listening to the online hype around him joining Everton, and that's persuaded him a little bit.
I think it's a good move for him. Like I said, I think I said yesterday on this show that the only slight reservation I have with him going to Everton is that in playing for David Moyes, he'll be playing for a manager that is not known for expansive football. So it'll be interesting to see how Grealish is deployed. That being said, I've come across quotes where David Moyes has been waxing lyrical about Jack Grealish in the past, saying what a great player he is and how much he'd love to, have him play for him. So maybe Grealish is aware of all that as well, and they've spoken, and the manager's given him assurances and said, look, you will get regular football. We will deploy you in a way that will allow you to express yourself and display your talents. And so Grealish, and let's face it, Grealish has had an horrendous year in terms of, his football. He will just be looking to get back on the pitch and do his thing, innit?
Yeah.
And another one, World Cup year, he'll be thinking about getting on that plane for England.
Well, that's, I think, the main motivation behind this move.
Well, no, it's not. Well, I think the main motivation is to get him playing again, first and foremost.
Yeah, that's the first step.
Yeah,
towards the bigger goal
of
trying to get into the squad. Grealish will wear the number 18 shirt. He says there's a reason for it. There were other numbers, but my two favourite English players ever are Wayne Rooney and Paul Gascoigne, and I know that they both wore the number 18 here. So as soon as I knew this deal was close, I had a look, and number 18 was free. I spoke to Wayne before I came here, so he's had a phone call with Wayne Rooney. He's mentioned that to him about the 18, so he's happy as well. It seems like, and I'll be honest, yes, it's a massive rival, Everton, the local rival. It's a very bitter rivalry, but Jack Grealish to Everton, there's a little part of me that thinks he'll love the fans and the fans will love him.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And I think of all the options available, maybe this is the best option for him in terms of get your head down, play with freedom, express yourself, get back in that England squad. But obviously start off by just getting minutes in your legs because
I mean, Everton emerged as the front runners.
Last year, Laurie. Barely played last year.
Yeah. Everton emerged at the front runners some time ago. There was talk of him going abroad, and I think I remember saying on the show,
Napoli was mentioned once.
And I said I didn't really think that Jack Grealish was the type of guy. He didn't strike me as the type of guy that would want to go abroad. He will want to stay in England.
And he probably doesn't need to leave his house, by the way. You can probably stay in the same house.
It's across the Pennines.
Across the M62.
Yeah.
The East Lancs Road. So listen,
It's not the Pennines, is it? That's Manchester and Yorkshire.
Manchester and York,
it's the other way, the M62. Yeah. Just down the road.
Yeah, half an hour, 40 minutes away.
Yeah.
So people, Liverpool allegedly agreeing a fee with Mark Guehi, the captain of Crystal Palace. Donnarumma to go to Man City, or is it Man United that he ends up at?
Just quickly, I wonder how you must feel as a Palace fan. Like, you've been booted out of the Europa League. You're about to lose your captain. You're about to lose your best player, Eze. Okay, you have won the Community Shield, but it's not been a nice couple of days, has it?
Yeah, but listen, they'll get well remunerated for it, and they can invest that. Palace always buy well, I think.
And they always recruit well too.
They'll go out and sort themselves out for sure.
Got a good academy.
Listen, what a day of transfers. Also, we can confirm that Bournemouth defender Ilyas Zabani goes to PSG for £57 million.
I saw that. That's big.
Wow. Third defender that they've sold in the window. The Ukrainian centre-back flies over to Paris and pens a deal for 5 years, and he's the third major sale of the window after Dean Howson and Milos Kerk has left. So just in defenders alone, they have made, give or take, £150 million.
Bournemouth have done that classic thing, innit, where they
That's how
when they sell players, they manage to get good money for them, and no doubt that they will reinvest that. And they're very good at bringing in players under the radar that are not particularly well known, and they go on to have good careers. But they have sold a few players and not brought that much in, have they, Bournemouth?
No, and we're playing them at Anfield under the lights on Friday, and I will be there.
Yeah.
Just a quick reminder, guys, we have the Super Cup watch along for you tomorrow night. We obviously have the the preview show on Thursday, and then on Sunday we're back with live watch alongs, including the boxing on Saturday night. And then we also have Manchester United against Arsenal on Sunday, and then we go back into the very first weekend roundup of the season on Monday. Massive week on DR Sports.
Weather's going to be hot as well. It's flames, man.
Absolutely flames. So now, trust me, is a good time to subscribe to DR Sports. Also, myself and Doyle just did a video on Guehi, Leone and Isak on the COP TV, so go and watch that. Laurie's got content coming out of his ears as well on LL Sports.
LL Sports TV.
And subscribe
I did a video today on Alexander Isak. I did one on the boxing. Nick Ball, like I said, Liverpool's finest. Isak, do you know that Nick Ball, right, I'm digressing slightly, but at the moment, anyway, he's Britain's only male world champion boxer, which is kind of flews under the radar a little bit because
he's 28 featherweight.
He's a very good fighter, man.
23 fights, 22 wins.
Yeah, good fighter.
I like the look of
him.
And
this weekend, he's fighting a guy called Sam Goodman from Australia, who's very good, unbeaten himself. So that would be it's on the undercard to Italma White. That would be a really good fight. So I'm looking forward to it.
Italma White will be some fight as well, won't it?
Definitely.
But listen, that is your lot today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Just a quick reminder that this show is, of course, brought to you by the Final One Standing from William Hill. How it works is you pick a team each week to win a Premier League game. If they win, you go through to the next round. You've got a chance of winning £500,000, depending on how far you can take it. You've got to be strategical. Can't just go early with your big dogs, right? You've got to think about it. I've gone for Tottenham. Doyle's gone for Tottenham to beat Burnley at the weekend as our first almost banker to get you into that second round. But
I
it would be
went for
very
Man
Spursy
City.
if they lost that game. You've gone for Man City away at Wolves. So scan that QR code, jump on and play as well. The link is below if you want to enter that way too. But register for free and make your picks by 12:29 on Saturday. That was the cut-off point. You have to be 18 plus, UK and Ireland only. Gamble responsibly. T's and C's are down below as well. Guys, thank you for watching. Smash that like button on the way out, and we'll be back with more of this tomorrow. Take care.